Welcome to Straight Shooting Firearms Talk Show presented by MyGunDiary.com and Drake Fine Sporting Arms of El Paso. With your hosts, Felix and J. Scott Drake. And now, here they are.
Yes, I got it right that time, for sure. Happy Labor Day, everybody.
Happy Labor Day.
Welcome to episode 7 of Straight Shooting Firearms Talk Show. I am your host, Felix Mena. Alongside me, the man with the best hair in West Texas. Through meditation, he learned that his spirit animal is a jack-in-the-box taco. Yep.
They're so delicious.
His dream is to crush your dreams. His contribution to the world is to eliminate your contributions. He is Master Gunsmith, owner and proprietor of Drake Fine Sporting Arms, Mr. J. Scott Drake.
Hi. And that's fairly accurate. And the little applause.
Straight Shooting is brought to you by Cerakote Southwest, the only certified Cerakote applicator in Southwest Texas, specializing in custom Cerakote applications for firearms. With over 120 colors to choose from, visit CerakoteSW.com and order a custom Cerakote job for your firearm today. They also offer custom laser engraving and other services. Follow them on Instagram at Cerakote Southwest. And of course, we've got the beautiful custom Smith & Wesson M&P featuring the custom Cerakote job with our logo right here in front, where we're going to have it each and every show. And you and I have our custom laser engraved coolies.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call these things? Anybody know what these are actually called?
Cooler cup.
Cooler cup. The brand is Arctic, and then they did these beautiful custom laser engraving for us. In mine, I have a Monster in mine, but I think I should have put a rum and coke, judging by the way I've handled the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. I forgot to bring the cameras today.
It could have gone better, could have gone worse.
Yeah, I mean,
it depends on the amount of...
I forgot to put him in the car.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have to put my dad on the payroll because
he's so great.
I call him up every time I forget something.
So Felix forgot the cameras this time, which would have put a damper on this right now.
We wouldn't be doing it. I'd be on the road somewhere trying to get the cameras. But hey, let me tell you what's on the show tonight. In Guns in the News, we'll be highlighting a couple of dramatic officer-involved gun stories and a video out of Houston from Hurricane Harvey, right? We were wondering if there was going to be anything out of Houston, and it's an interesting video of a guy guarding some businesses with a shotgun. In the Gunsmithing Job of the Week, we've got a muzzle loader that you've done a custom muzzle break on. And you show me yours, I'll show you mine. I'm going to review some leather magazine pouches from Sig Sauer. They're by a company called Mitch Rosen.
Well, do they really fit that description?
I got some bad news as far as that goes. And then, of course, our gun of the week is a beautiful double-barrel shotgun that we're going to talk about tonight. As always, we want to say hello to everybody at Facebook Live that's watching on Facebook Live. Now, if you notice, Scott, I've Jimmy rigged a speaker right underneath the Facebook Live cell phone camera, because the problem in the past was the Facebook Live.
People couldn't hear it.
Yeah, you couldn't hear what was playing on the TV or that sort of thing. So output from the mixer goes to a speaker, which we used to have in the back of the room for the audience. And I said, why not tape it underneath? So that's what I've done. I've taped it to the tripod, and hopefully the people watching on Facebook Live will get a better audio experience. However, if you want to watch the actual fully edited show...
Right, this is not the show.
It's a facsimile of the show.
It's us filming ourselves filming the show, like I always say.
That's right. So if you want to watch the actual fully edited show, go to MyGunDiary.com or just go to YouTube and search My Gun Diary or Straight Shooting, and you'll find it, and there's links to all the stuff. And before we get started, I do want to talk about what we did yesterday.
Oh, we had fun.
We had a little fun yesterday.
Yeah, we had some fun yesterday.
Scott invited myself and Steve and Jason and a couple other friends of the store out to a farm on the west side of El Paso, actually in New Mexico.
So one of our friends is having a rattlesnake problem on his ranch.
You described it as an infestation.
It was not quite as infested as we thought.
It might be.
It could be. I mean, you never know.
We saw plenty of snake tracks and trails, and you were able to distinguish between a male snake track and a female snake track.
Yeah, the female snake tracks have 2 little marks, and then the male tracks have 3.
Yeah. But I shot a little video of our excursion out there, and it was a beautiful farm on the west side. We all took shotguns, except for the expert snake hunters, who I think your friend Steve, the guy in the hat, is his name Steve also?
Jim.
Yeah. Jim, Rattlesnake Jim, as I called him. But as you can see, that the land out there was just perfect for rattlesnakes.
And let me caveat this with saying, like I said yesterday, I don't condone really the hunting of predatory animals and things like that, you know, if you're in their environment. But this is getting a little bit close to the dogs, to the cows, to the kids. And
he's got farm animals.
He's got farm animals. He's got, you know, really, really expensive cattle out here. And, you know, this is right in the area where a lot of people are working. A lot of, you know, his kids go out there and hang out and stuff like that. So
we were all really gung-ho and trigger happy, ready to shoot. I brought 50 shells of 12 gauge ammo, which I really didn't need that many. Didn't need any. We did not shoot any rattlesnakes, as it turned out, but Scott, what was the guy? Jim, he did get one. He got one. He did not shoot it. I think he had a machete out there with him, or some sort of an axe. And here you can see the rattlesnake skin there.
Yeah. Well, the whole reason that we did this was because in the past couple of weeks, they've come across 6 or 7 snakes, and this was the smallest one.
I want to go back out there.
Yeah. No, we will. We will. They just weren't moving yesterday. If they were out there at all.
But you did make a friend while you were out there, Scott. You did make a friend. This
guy is great. I got to take him some Skittles the next time we go or something.
He really liked you a lot, and I've got a clip here of him giving you a kiss. Pretty much, you were feeding him some water out of the bottle there.
Yeah, he's about a 2,000-pound baby, is what he is.
He's a year-old, beautiful cow there, Angus. And here we go with the adult content portion of it when he comes to give you a kiss.
Yeah, he likes Smart Water, so I'm going to take him Smart Water and Skittles the next time we go.
We had later. There you go.
Yeah,
I think you made a friend. He was a friend of cow. Yeah, for sure. I hope one day we don't eat him, unknowingly.
Well, he's a show bull, so I think he's all right.
Oh, he is. Yeah. Hey, with that, it's time to get into the gun news.
This week in firearms news and current events.
So the big news out of Texas, of course, the last week was Hurricane Harvey, and we had been speculating if there was going to be looting or homes being broken into, and I thought that there would be. But I've been looking over the news, the headlines out of Houston, and there really have not been that many stories of looting.
And I think there would have been more had people not been so proactive to stop people from doing it.
Right, and that's the video that we're going to show here is actually someone being extremely proactive. This guy identifies himself as an ex-SWAT team member, although he doesn't present any identification or anything of the sort. He's out in front of this strip mall of businesses with a shotgun. And this woman who says she's his neighbor is filming on a cell phone. And while he's out there kind of just, being a citizen patrolman, he's got to scare off some people out of this business. So I'll play this video and you can watch here.
They looting the stores, and this man out here is trying to literally protect the community because he's saying the store is
law enforcement officer. I still support law enforcement. Those that do right.
Do right. Lord Jesus. Y'all, this shit is real. They are not playing out here.
Did anyone call 911 for you?
911 ain't gonna come, mama. 911 is out of there. It's either martial law or everybody else watching.
911.
Yeah. That's why I say it's martial law right now, baby. Ain't no law. There is no law.
Put this under curfew so we ain't gonna be able to be out here in the streets.
Yeah, that's all they trying to turn this into martial law. That's all they trying to do.
Trying to take the man's store.
Yeah, they trying to take the man's store. This man out here with his shotgun, y'all. It is not a game.
HPD riding back a dump truck right now, armed with AR-15s, going back. Hey, put it down.
Oh
shit. My
God!
God!
Next,
y'all,
dude.
Girl, look at that one running over there. Oh my God.
Dude, these.
So there you see right there as they're filming this cell phone video, he's chasing people off that are carrying stuff out of a store. I don't know if it's his store. The woman on the cell phone who's recording it says that he's a store owner, but I couldn't find anything else further. But it just goes to show you, this kind of reminds me of the LA riots when store owners were up on top of the roofs of their businesses with firearms, protecting their businesses. And I think people have every right to, in a natural disaster, to have your shotgun out there and protect your business.
No, I agree.
I mean, wouldn't you be? Where would you be if there was a flood that devastated the west side of Texas? Everything was underwater. There was looting going on. You and me and Steve, we'd be having a barbecue out there with our shotguns protecting your business.
Probably on the roof, hanging out.
And keeping people away. So that's the only thing I've really found out of Houston, out of Hurricane Harvey. One or two other stories of a home break-in, but nothing really major. And I think that says a lot about the people of Houston and people who are, willing to protect their businesses with firearms. Now, these next two stories are police-related, and we are supporters, of course, as everybody should be, supporters of our police department. Our men in blue have a tough job, and we've got two stories. The first one here doesn't show this police officer in a good light. The second one is an excellent.
Well, let me say that, we do support the police officers. They have a hard job. We're always in support of our men and women on duty who are doing what they have to do to keep you safe. Now, caveat to that, some of these guys step out of line. Some of these guys, they're a little bit off their rocker, and that's in every profession you're going to find that. You've got, the 1% or probably less, honestly. I mean, you've got the 0.01% of these guys that the power goes to their head. They step out of the line and they do something stupid. This
police officer in Washington was out of line. He is a King County Sheriff's detective. He is in plain clothes.
Right.
As this motorcycle rider is going through traffic, apparently this sheriff detective in plain clothes thought he was driving recklessly. This video camera is from a GoPro from the driver of the motorcycle, the rider of the motorcycle.
Yeah, and this is scary to watch.
It's really scary to watch, and so let's pick it up here as this motorcycle rider approaches an intersection to stop.
So we didn't see what the guy did to,
No.
Oh shit! What are you doing to me?
What do you mean? What am I doing?
What are you?
Fucking driver.
Hi, why do you have a gun on me? I'm unarmed. I'm I will pull over.
Care.
I'm unarmed.
Take your ID right now.
I'm going to
take your ID out. You move to this bike, I'm gonna dump you.
I'm gonna put my bike down. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna turn it off, and I'm gonna get off. Okay? Is that all right? Can I take my helmet off?
Fucking ID.
I can't hear you very well, sir.
Get your ID out, please.
I can't hear you very well. Can I turn my vehicle off?
Then I'll take it forward.
That's my wallet.
Yep.
I'm not armed.
ID, right?
So he took the guy's wallet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm more worried about.
I'm sorry. You have a gun drawn on me, so I'm a little panicked.
The police.
Okay,
so that's the first time he identified himself.
Yeah, so imagine being the first. As I watch this video, I imagine being the motorcycle rider.
Right.
And this person in plain clothes coming up with the gun drawn.
Yeah, no badge, no identification, no, hey, I'm a cop,
Oops.
nothing.
I think I'm being robbed.
Yeah, you're as far as you know, you're about to get shot by some crazy guy.
Yeah, and then to reach into his pocket, kind of with, I don't know, everything is wrong about this video, the way this guy handled it. So I looked into it a little more. He is under investigation, for the incident, what happened. I suspect that, some sort of reprimand or punishment has got to be dealt out to this guy. I mean, handled it so poorly. And kudos to the motorcycle rider.
For not getting shot. That's a good call.
Not getting shot. He handled it pretty well. He was asking, can I turn off my motorcycle? I can't, this and that. And
in that situation, he reacted probably in the best way that he could at the time, honestly.
Yeah.
Cooperate, just,
I'd hate to ever be in that situation.
Right.
What was this sheriff's detective thinking? Now, he's not a patrol officer, and let's say this motorcycle rider was, in his opinion, riding recklessly. That's still not the way you handle it.
No.
No. How maybe you take the guy's license number, or if you're a sheriff's detective, don't they have like
you could
a whoopee light in their car?
If he doesn't have the light, I mean, you could always follow the guy, call for a unit, and have him pulled over, whatever. But at the same time, I mean, we didn't even see what this guy did, so we don't even know why this guy's mad.
Yeah, and the motorcycle rider seemed pretty calm. Like, if he was driving recklessly, I'm not saying he wasn't, he could have been, but he approached this intersection. He didn't lane split to get through the intersection. He seemed to be riding calmly, but we didn't see the previous, say, 3-4 minutes of this video. So I'll be interested to see as this investigation goes on how it turns out and what the police officer, what the sheriff's detective claims happen. But still, regardless, you can't justify handling it.
There's no justification for what
way.
that guy did right there. I mean,
now on the next story here is of
this is where we appreciate the tough job, and this video is scary also in a different way. This is scary for the officer in the video.
It could have ended because this police officer was so calm, handled it so well, gave this person in the passenger seat so many chances.
Yeah.
He put himself at risk. I mean, he put himself in the line of fire potentially. So what has happened up to this point is this patrol officer in uniform has pulled over a minivan for a traffic violation. There are 3 people in the car: the driver, the passenger, and somebody in the back seat. And the passenger is a felon, a previous felon, has said to his friends, this came out later after the story, had said to friends that,
I don't know anything about the post video, what's going on with this guy or whatever. All I saw was the video, so keep going with the info.
Let's watch a video and then I'll continue. Let's watch the video, what happens here.
Over off of 3rd.
What's that?
It's over off of 3rd.
Okay, what brings you into this neighborhood?
We were just at the Goodwill place.
Okay. Well, what brings you into this neighborhood?
We were going back home.
Okay.
I was going to go to the house and get cigarettes. And then,
okay. Were you stopping here in this neighborhood?
No.
To get cigarettes?
No.
Hands up. Hands up! Hands up! You reach for that gun, I will shoot you in the head. Put your hands on the dash! Put your hands on the dash! Both hands on the f***ing dash now! Now! Ma'am, hands on the dash!
I'm sorry.
77 Cruise Code 3.
I'm sorry.
Hands on the dash!
That's a pause real
Hands
quick.
on the dash. Do not f***ing move!
All right.
So right now, everybody in the car except for this guy, and the only reason he knows he had a gun was because he saw it in his pocket, right?
Right. The guy in the passenger seat had a gun in his pocket. The grip was sticking out. Once the police officer spotted it, that's when he said, "Put your hands on the dash."
Now, the lady that's driving the car, she's being very cooperative, and she's trying to diffuse the situation.
She and the guy in the back are telling him to cooperate, do what he's
give,
telling you.
Don't touch the gun, all that stuff, and you can hear him in the background. So they're trying to do the right thing.
So what does the guy do? He touches
the gun.
Yeah,
right.
Of course. Yep.
Do not move.
Oh my God.
Your hands up too. Your hands up. On the dash. Do not move.
I'm sorry.
Do not move. You reach for that gun, I will blow your brains out. Can understand me.
Please don't say that.
Come on!
Hands up!
So the passenger is now getting out because she doesn't
stay
want
in
to
the
get shot.
car.
I'm sorry.
Stay in the car.
I just don't want to be here.
Stay in the car.
Oh my God, just stop. Please, just stop. Just stop.
Please, brother. Please, brother.
Oh my God.
Do not do anything stupid. Do not do anything stupid.
Just do what you're supposed to do. Just do
Relax.
what you're supposed to do.
Relax.
I'm just taking this out.
Relax.
I'm taking this out. I'm sorry.
Relax. Shots fired! Shots fired! Hands up!
Okay, so I'm going to stop it right there. Those are all the shots that were fired. Now, when the police officer was next to the passenger door, after he'd spotted the firearm, he'd grabbed the guy's arm, right? That's the right thing to do.
Right.
And as he's grabbing the guy's arm, he's telling him, don't reach for the gun.
Right.
And the guy reaches for the gun, and shots are fired. The police officer had no other choice. He gave him plenty of warnings. And then as he backed away, he told him, don't reach for the gun again. And the guy reached for the gun again, even after he was shot.
This guy did everything he could. And,
Right. Now, I mentioned before we play the video about what had come out about this particular suspect, that somebody went on record as part of the investigation here that the passenger that got shot had told his friends that he wasn't going to be taken by cops alive. He wasn't going back to jail, and he wasn't going to be taken alive by cops, and he would shoot a cop if he had to.
You know what's super easier than that? Not carrying a gun when you're a felon.
Yeah.
If you just leave the gun,
Right.
or don't have the gun because you're not supposed to, then you don't have to worry about getting shot because you have a gun.
Just stupidity.
Or going back to jail for getting caught with a gun. Either way.
Yeah. So big kudos to this police officer for handling it. As the video goes on, you'll see other officers arrive once they secure the firearm.
And I don't think the passenger or the guy in the back seat, or the driver or the guy in the back seat were hit in this. So he did an excellent job of controlling what he was doing.
As good as can be asked of a police officer
Right.
in that difficult situation. So other police officers arrive on scene. and they secure the firearm, and then they render first aid to
right,
the guys.
and they did.
Yeah. But a little too late, and he passed away.
Well, like I always say, if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and this guy won a stupid prize.
Yeah.
You know.
That's to say the least. But
Right.
you know what's not stupid is the beautiful muzzle brake you did on our gunsmithing job.
Are we doing the gunsmithing job of the week now?
Let's do it.
It's time for the Gunsmithing Job of the Week.
You like that segue?
I do.
Yeah. So you call me up as you do, and on this particular occasion, I was able to come in during the week and shoot some nice footage of you working on it. A customer came in with a muzzle loading firearm, which you don't see a lot of, but it's still popular amongst the people that like them, and he wanted a muzzle brake, yeah?
Yeah. So that's what we did.
Let's show a little bit of this video of the muzzle brake job that you did here. All right, so we're in the shop here at Drake Fine Sporting Arms, and now there is some math involved in this.
Yeah, quite a bit of math actually. So what we had to do here, and you can see I've got one of my muzzle brake blanks that I already had turned out. Unfortunately, it's not unfortunate. It's just what it is. But this muzzle is this is a 50 caliber on here, so the bore through the muzzle brake has to be larger, and the threads have to be larger.
Okay.
So we had to thread this to a larger size.
Larger than a normal.
Larger than a normal rifle. Yeah.
And one thing maybe people don't think about when we're talking about the skills required of a gunsmith, you've got to be technically, proficient with all of the machinery back there.
Right.
And there's quite a bit of, I was saying, the math, the calculations that are involved, and the setup is really where a lot of the art is at. So I was really amazed by what I saw and how precise you have to be for this sort of thing, because if you don't measure the threads the right way and you don't get it in the lathe and have it done correctly, you've ruined
right
the firearm.
Now I've ruined the firearm, and we got to work from there.
Right. Well, in this case, you did not ruin the firearm. There you go. See, I would be bad. I would be horrible at being.
I'm not going to say in every case I don't ruin the firearm, but it hadn't happened yet, so
Yeah,
I don't want to jinx myself.
Maybe next week we'll talk about the stock that you glued together.
Right.
So there we see the final threads on the muzzle brake, and you're now attaching it. But then there's another step, because you've given it a very nice color.
You have to, for presentation purposes, you can't just leave it like that.
Right. And so did the customer tell you what kind of color they wanted on the final
I take a lot of artistic license with these things, and I just kind of do it. And if the customer doesn't like it, which 99.99% of the time they go, man, that looks awesome.
Right. So how do you change the color of the actual muzzle brake?
Here we go. We got the video of it right here. So what I'm doing is I'm actually fire bluing this thing just to give it some color. And, this is kind of different than a normal bluing technique. So a lot of guys will use cold blue even, or I've got the hot bluing, that we could do and make it, black. Or I could have done a stainless steel one and left it stainless.
Do you have to apply anything to the metal before you fire blue it, or is it just the heat that gives you the color?
What the heat is doing is causing a corrosion layer, and depending on the temperature, you get a different color, just from the way the metal corrodes.
And
basically.
so you can adjust the temperature on the torch to get different colors.
You don't really adjust the temperature on the torch. What you do is adjust by how far your flame is, how much heat you're actually applying with the torch. So it's kind of an artistry thing.
It definitely an art to it, and it turned out beautiful.
So there we go. And this is probably one of the only ones you'll see. I don't know a lot of guys that put a muzzle brake on a gun like this, but
I've never seen it before.
I haven't either.
Steve, you ever seen a muzzle brake on a muzzle loader?
No.
Very unique, and
we'll get some close-up pictures of this
as we always do. So another beautiful job there with your gunsmithing job of the week. Another unique product, and Drake Fine Sporting Arms. You're becoming known for your custom muzzle brakes. I mean, every time I come in here, someone's getting one.
And for my winning personality.
That's the $1 million smile. Hey, with that, let's move into you show me yours, I'll show you mine.
You show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Now, you never know when you're going to be walking down the street and, you're carrying your concealed carry firearm, but you'll never know when you're going to be accosted by, say, the El Paso Chihuahuas minor league baseball team. There's like 30 guys on the team, and if you've only got your 8 rounds,
I don't think they would do that.
I'm just saying, maybe you're getting mugged by more than one person. You're getting mugged by the El Paso Chihuahuas, and you wish you had more than 8 rounds, and that means you need to carry extra magazines. So I wanted to have some nice leather magazine pouches for when I carry. And Sig Sauer, the Sig Sauer website, and I've got like 5 different Sig Sauer pistols. They had a sale on their leather magazine holders. I was very excited. I ordered one for my 380, and I'm going to open it up here and let you check it out. So I've got a Sig Sauer P232, and when the box arrived, I opened up that they come in nice packaging. The leather is by a company called Mitch Rosen, genuine leather. So I wanted to check out and see how it works. So here's my magazine for my Sig Sauer P232. Here's the leather magazine holder. All right, go ahead and put that magazine in that.
This is going to be one of those infomercials where I go, I can't do it.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't. You can't do it.
Yeah, no, that's seriously not even going to go in there.
No,
man.
It's not. And so on the video here that I'm going to play, actually not a video.
Oh my God!
Oh, yeah.
I did it. I did it.
Well, how are you going to get it out of there now?
That is not my problem.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
So user friendly.
Do you think I could break it in though? Like, you know how when you get a pair of shoes that are too small and you stuff it with newspaper or something, I might be able to make it a little bit bigger?
I don't know. I buy shoes that fit.
Yeah, well, the magazine does not fit.
No.
I'm a bit disappointed. And now I know why it was...
Why would you want to carry that until it breaks in, though?
I'm just saying, now I know why this price was marked down from $44.99 to $8.99.
But you got a great deal. That's like, I don't know, almost 50% off. I'm also not very good at math.
And then I thought, well, maybe I purchased the wrong one. Maybe this was for a different model. But I went back to the website and I double checked, and sure enough, and you'll see on the screen here, I've got a screenshot of the Sig Sauer website coming up in 2 seconds. And I double checked, and sure enough, it is for a Sig P232. See, right there, P232. This is the magazine for the P232. Was $48. Now it's $8.99. It doesn't make sense to me to send it back for my money back because it was only $9, and I've got to pay for the shipping, which is gonna be like $4. So I'm gonna net $5 back. I can't sell it because then I'd be selling somebody some bum goods.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know what we can do with it. I'm going to try the stuffed newspaper method and see if I can. Leather stretches.
You know what we could do? Okay, we could try this, but you shouldn't have to with a product like this. What we can do is we'll soak it in some alcohol, put the, or something, soften up the leather. You don't want to soak it in alcohol and put your metal magazines
we'll
in there.
treat it like the way you break in a baseball glove.
Yeah, we'll soften up the leather. We'll put the magazines in there and, put a rubber band around it. Or it's not a baseball glove, but...
The good news is that the other ones that I purchased, this one is for a double stack P226. It works great, looks good. The leather is fine, looks really nice. These were not $8.99. They were on sale, but not a dramatic markup.
That one's not crap.
Yeah, it's not a crap product, and it works. And then I also bought another one for my 1911s. Also works quite nice. So 2 out of 3 is not bad.
Yeah,
I mean, but it should work. It's just a simple product. How can you go wrong? We'll try to fix it.
We shouldn't have to, though.
That was my you show me yours, I'll show you mine. Next week you're going to have to do.
I know that's 2 weeks in a row that I haven't had one.
Yeah. Well, let's move things on with our gun of the week, our last segment of the show. Now you've got I love double barrel shotguns. This one looks absolutely beautiful and looks out of my price range just from looking at it.
Yeah, so this is a consignment gun that came in, and I'm just super happy with it, so I thought I'd show it off. But this is a Browning Citori with custom wood on it, and I'm not even sure what kind of wood this is. It looks like an exotic. I don't think it's...
It looks absolutely beautiful.
I don't think it's walnut.
Is that a 12 gauge?
This is a 12 gauge, yeah, over under.
Hunting, definitely a hunting rifle.
This one can be used for hunting or trap, actually. The barrels are full and modified.
What does something like that cost?
Oh, well, we've got this one on the shelf right now for $14.95, but if you bought one new, you're...
Yeah.
So
what do you think? A brand new one, $2,000, $2,200?
With the custom wood and everything, I mean, good luck getting... This is not wood that came from the factory.
Good shotguns cost money. I mean,
they do.
Yeah, I know that.
Do yourselves a favor. Spend money on guns that are going to last.
Yeah.
Your cheaper guns are going to last you a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 rounds. I don't know. You can't put a number on it. Right. But this gun is a lifetime hand-me-down to the next generation gun.
Family heirloom.
Family heirloom kind of thing. The more And I don't like to say that, because it's not necessarily true. But the more you spend, the better quality you get.
Right. And because, when we first met and you talked about kind of the concept of your store, Drake Fine Sporting Arms, you really only carry, quality collector hunting type rifles. You're not going to come in
we've
here.
got some lower end stuff on the shelves, but I try to keep it higher.
It's still
end,
not the same stuff you find at any average gun store where you just go in and pick up, a $400 AR-15.
No.
This is a beautiful hunting rifle. The wood on it is spectacular. I think we'll pass it around to the live studio audience later to take a look at it. Absolutely gorgeous gun, and you can come into Drake's Fine Sporting Arms at 4000 North Mesa Street in El Paso, Texas, or you can be contacted through Drake Fine Sporting Arms website, which is dfsa.us, or go on Facebook at facebook.com/DrakeFSA. And don't forget, it's not too late to enter the raffle for
the rifle raffle.
You got a gun giveaway, a Remington 700, another custom gun.
Doesn't cost anything. Just come in or like and share our post that's pinned to the top of the page about the raffle.
Right.
And we'll drop your name in the hat.
I've got a guest here tonight. I've been saying the last couple of weeks, we've got coming soon the website for the show, straightshootingshow.com.
Right.
And my friend Austin is here taking photos of us doing the show. The reason it's not up yet is because I need a couple of pictures of us, some nice quality images to have for the website. So that's why he's here. Now that I've got the pictures, you can look for that website.
Why didn't you tell me sooner? I've got the flip phone. I could have done a couple of
with your old Nokia. Is it a Nokia even?
LG.
So
that's a product plug. We get something for that, right?
I wish we do. At least we have a sponsor for the show.
We do have a sponsor.
These great cups and that awesome Cerakote job. Hey,
so
coming soon.
Stop holding this.
Coming soon, straightshootingshow.com. Hey, on the next episode of Straight Shooting, we've got a gunsmithing job of the week is going to be an Apex trigger. Now, this firearm, the Smith & Wesson M&P, has a broken trigger reset spring, so I needed to get a new reset spring anyways. I went ahead and ordered a complete Apex flat-face trigger, which is supposed to be the best trigger for these Smith & Wesson M&Ps. We're going to put it in a Smith & Wesson M&P, a different one I have, and then replace the spring in that. And I was hoping that you would teach me how to do it. I watched some videos. It looked like kind of a simple process, but it does require some skill and some knowledge. So maybe you can teach me how to replace the spring. Replace the trigger.
All right, I'll tell you what. For our gunsmithing job next week, what I'm going to do is I will record you, and I'm going to coach you through replacing your Apex trigger.
And then the other thing we talked about is we're going to switch places as well and let you be the lead in on the show, do all this stuff. We're going to trade places. I'm even going to sit in that chair.
So next week you're going to be the gunsmith.
Yes.
Because you're going to be doing the gunsmithing
That's
job.
right.
And I'm going to be the host.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So it's going to get interesting.
Hey, thanks for watching another great episode of Straight Shooting Firearms Talk Show. It's been a pleasure being with you as always. We'll see you next time.
Stay tuned for the next episode of Straight Shooting when we take another shot.